this week's live session all around the theme and topic, how to cut your jet lag in half. So there's the jet, but it's not so much about the jet, it's more about us, of course. So my name is Michael. I am a sleep coach. I'm the founder of Sleeptrust, and in that regards, I try to bring high quality sleep to all of you. But today we're talking about jet lag because this is related to sleep quality too. And even though this is not kind of an insomniac topic, it is important. And to learn how to cut this in half, it's just so powerful. So if you like this content, the topic, give me a thumbs up or a little heart at some point. And I'm also happy to hear from you where you are, what's your name. Just drop it into the comments below, and maybe just drop me the location that you're going to have your next time zone travel to. That will be interesting to know for me too. So this week's podcast, we discussed kind of a lot of things that you can do to really reduce your jet lag coming from different angles. Today, I'm just going to dig into two aspects. The ones that are, I think, the easiest, straightforward ways. Approach number one is tool-based. You're going to get a plan, super easy to use. And approach number two is for the really lazy ones around us, which I belong to too. And this is kind of the thing that I do, and I'm going to share that with you a little bit more in depth too. So let's have a look at number one. So when we are having a trip that goes over more than 2 time zones, this is typically when jet lag occurs, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on, then we want to kind of adapt. We have to adapt because what we are facing in our destination location is not going to be time-wise the same as that our bodies are used to. So there are two forces that drive our sleep patterns, and the one is the circadian rhythm. It's the daytime-nighttime cycle that we are attached to, and it basically works through light. And the second thing is the sleep drive, which works through a hormone called adenosine that builds up the longer we are up. So these are the two things we want to keep in check. And the one thing that will help you to do so is a tool called the Jetlag Rooster, which is really cool. It's free. You can go out there and it will give you a plan what exactly and when you should do things to cut your jet lag in half. That's not what they say, but it's going to reduce your jet lag. So I'm going to show you this little tool. Have a look at this. Okay, so Jetlag Rooster. You just have to search for it on Google. Google knows everything, and it's going to be the first hit. And it's really cool. So it's easy to use. You just tell the Jetlag Rooster where you're flying from here, where you're flying to. You're going to tell them when you're departing on, when you're arriving on. You tell them when you usually go to sleep and when you wake up at, and that's it. You can also check the melatonin, and that way I'm going to leave it checked, even though I would not recommend taking melatonin. I think it's just a thing you should try to get going without. But if you think that helps you, you can check this box. I'm going to leave it checked that you see the results. Then you click the little jet lag plan down here, and you will get a full-blown plan what to do starting 2 days before, if I see this right here, and it will tell you exactly what to do. So you can go through this step for step for step. Really cool. Super easy to use, and a thing that I find that you should definitely check out if you want to go an easy route and you need a plan that tells you exactly what to do at which time. The second approach is my personal one, and I am kind of lazy. I do not want to plan everything into detail. So what I do is basically to get into the right mindset one day before I leave. And that means I'm going to set a destination time in my mobile. So I'm going to have it in my iPhone. So I know exactly what time it is in the destination. That way, and I'm going to have a look at this a couple of times over the course of the day, just to get into the feeling what time it is, where I'm going to be in a good day or two from now. To the latest, when I kind of walk into the night before my trip, then I'm really going to think about when I want to go to bed and when I want to get up. I'm going to try to slowly adapt to the destination time zone. And what I always have in mind is that I want to be tired when I hit the bed in my destination time zone. So I'm going to try to expand my day over 24 hours rather than getting it reduced through doing nothing, which can happen. So I would get up earlier if it would be necessary, or stay in bed a little bit longer, but typically I would shorten my day. And when I'm in the plane, I would really strictly have a look at only my destination time zone. Just switch it right off the bat, would not look at the time zone I'm living in, and live in the new time zone. This would include not having a sleep in the plane. This would include kind of taking my meals at the times that it would be appropriate to do that in the destination time zone. And that way, when I get into my destination time zone, as I planned it that way, the only little thing that I plan, I will definitely be tired when it's bedtime. So that's number one, that's the adenosine thing. Builds up over time. So if I stay up longer than 24 hours, I kind of know I will be tired. The second thing is that our inner clock, no matter how tired we are, is hooked up to the circadian rhythm. So our inner clocks are kind of in the sync of the 24-hour rhythm. Actually, our inner clock is adjusted around 25 hours. So we've got that flexibility built into that inner clock too, but it kind of is in line. And when we skip a couple of time zones, then we will wake up earlier or later than we would be used to. And to get that piece into check, when I get up, let's say we'll take the example from the Jetlag Rooster. I wake up at 7 a.m. I got my alarm clock set. I'm up, and usually I might still, for my inner time clock, would still be lying in bed for a couple of hours. So I would see my inner body feels tired because it's kind of not in line yet. I would try to get into the sunlight in the morning. If you can, and it's nice weather, get your breakfast, have it somewhere in the outside. If not, have your breakfast in the hotel, and then have a walk outside that you get all that sunlight, and do that for half an hour, 3/4 of an hour, as much as you can over the course of the day. The other side is when you go to bed and it's maybe not bedtime in the time zone you're coming from, then see that you get into your hotel room on time and darken the room on time so that your body has kind of a little bit more time to adjust. And that way it's just going to go so much quicker. You're going to adapt so much faster, cut your jet lag in half. And this is something that has served me and many, many people that I know absolutely well, and it will serve you too. So I hope that you give me a little bit of feedback if that works for you, and how good it worked for you. Don't forget to drop me to the comments where you go next. That would be super interesting to hear. And also check out our homepage at www.sleeptrust.eu. You will find all the podcasts there. You can listen to this week's episode where I go into a little bit more depth when it comes to there are a couple of sophisticated ways that you can do this too. So you'll learn a little bit more about that. But if you're lazy like me, just go with the one that I shared here, or the Jetlag Rooster. Okay. I'll leave you with that. Hope to see you soon next week and this week in the next week's live session. And until then, have a superb sleep and a lovely Sunday, of course. Bye-bye.